Manchester City 3, Sunderland 0. They close the gap at the top to 2 points. A big win for Tottenham today. Newcastle reigns supreme, but Chelsea fail again. 3 matches without a victory now. 2 points of their available last 9 for Chelsea Football Club. And no tossing to blame today. First time since the opening day of the season, they have failed to score. And it was a limp and lackluster performance. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in Chelsea because they are so much better than this. But of course, look, I want to get your views. I want to get your opinions on this. I can't wait to read your comments back, your live chats as well, because look, it's been boom, Burnley got one back late, made it 2-1. I didn't even see that score, but there we go. They have just gone and got one back. Is that game over now? I assume it is. Oh, no, it's still ongoing, that game, but Newcastle will see it through. I can't imagine. I can't imagine them collapsing at the last minute, but you never quite know in football. It's a funny old game. But please if you haven't liked the stream already, get yourself subscribing, turn on bell notification buttons. Very, very important that you do that. We're going to be going through it. We're going to be taking some calls throughout the course of this show as well. Liverpool, as we know, kicking off in about half an hour's time as well. But I think from a title race perspective, this was great. From a title race point of view, as much as I don't want Man City winning the league, I truly mean what I'm about to say. And if you disagree, I need to challenge your love. No Man United fan on planet Earth would want to see Man City win the league over Arsenal. They're our second biggest rival, and Pep's record does not need to get any better. Very critical, though, of City in the past 2 games, although they won. We've had City fans on here echoing exactly what I thought. They've been poor defensively. Today, I felt it was a much improved Manchester City. They moved the ball quicker. They obviously scored the 3 goals, and they've been scoring for fun in the last couple of games, but they were defensively so much sounder against, in my opinion, a better attacking team this season in Sunderland than Leeds United and Fulham, respectively. There's the moment they hit the post in the second half when it was 2-0, and also a mistake at the back from, I think it was Guardiola, who made a mistake, and maybe they should have scored, but Donnarumma, that was on the 53rd minute, but Donnarumma stepping up and showing why he's one of the greatest goalkeepers in the world, ensuring he was big, putting off the attacker, making the save as well. But I think the most important thing for Manchester City today is its goals from new players. 2 or 3 weeks ago, I love to call out the media with it when it comes to their nonsense talking points, ones that fans don't need to hear, ones that no one really cares about until they start spouting it and everybody starts to think, oh, is it real? Is it true? Is it not? Oh, what are they going to do if Haaland gets injured? But look how many players have scored goals since they started saying that nonsense. Not because they said it. They weren't the catalyst. It was always going to happen. Foden today, look, I think he's looked back to his best for large parts of this season, but I thought Foden today was absolutely sensational. A goal from, I remember his name. Guardiola scored what I thought was a very, very good goal in that game as well. On top of that, and why is my screen not loading now? Oh, the game's still going on. That's a madness. I don't even know what's happening in it, but maybe I should have waited for that to finish before going live. Obviously, Diaz opened up the scoring with an absolute rocket of a goal. Guardiola scores from a corner. They would get, set piece goals now coming into their game. That's 2 additional goal scorers. Foden scored. But I thought, for me, Cherki today was the man that stood out. Cherki, for me, today was just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Got 2 assists in the game, but the assist for the 3rd goal to kill the contest off, for me, I loved. It's one of the reasons I wanted him at Manchester United. It's one of the reasons I predicted him to have a much better season. I think I said as well, he'd end up being a better player in the Premier League than Wirtz. I thought Wirtz would be really good, but I just thought Cherki would be better than him. And Don, I'm not scared of using the word better. No one thinks that means I think Wirtz is crap. Only idiots, and I don't listen to idiots. But from my point of view and perspective, he was fantastic today. City have closed that gap to 2 points, and I think that is highly, hugely, and massively significant when it comes to the title race. Now, look, up next for Man City, they go away to Crystal Palace. A different type of test in a period where Arsenal have gone away to Sunderland, top team this year, really hard team this year. where they've gone away to Chelsea, then they've gone away to Villa, who are probably the most informed team in the Premier League right now. Arsenal have dropped points. What City have done in that period is they've played Fulham, Sunderland, and Leeds. Teams at home and away. I expect the Arsenals, I expect the Cities, I expect the Chelseas, I expect the Liverpools, the 3 or 4 teams that we all predicted to be in the title race. They're the kind of games they should be winning. And City have stepped up and done that. Yes, they've taken their criticism, their big criticism for their issues defensively, but have got it done. Foden is back to his best. Every time he scores, I just think of Judge Mo and that crazy thing he said last season that Foden's never impacted City, never helped to carry City, never been influential for City, and in fact, had one bad season, undoes all his hard work. I'm so glad for the young man that he's back to his very best in the Premier League. A goal and an assist today, by the way. But they close that gap. Palace away next. Whilst Arsenal play Wolves, this is where you got to make it count. Beat Palace away. Because if you don't and Palace beat you and Arsenal win, it's back to square one. But I think we want that in terms of the title race, the up, the down, the ebb, the flow. Who wants the season to be over in December, in January? Only an Arsenal fan would, to win the league, right? Nobody else does. We want there to be a race. Now, look, I want to speak Chelsea next. I'm going to bring the panel out soon as well, because we've got Spurs fans, Newcastle fans all coming on. They're all going to get a few minutes each to speak about their clubs. But I didn't actually watch the Newcastle game, so Ash is going to educate me. I could have had 4 on, but I thought 3 was enough for my brain to manage at that same time. But Chelsea. The Chelsea chant was as boring as watching Chelsea play today. I was so disappointed. I felt so let down. I felt so frustrated at Chelsea. Just from a footballing fan perspective. And I know some people get triggered by that. I know some people go, hang on, you're a Man United fan. How can it struggle you when a rival is bad? As a United fan, I'm buzzing. It gives us the chance to fail to go ahead of them again. It gives us the chance to fail again and feel disappointed. That there is a little sarcasm for, again, the uneducated amongst you. But, and there is a big but in this, the football fan in me was fuming with Chelsea today. There was always going to be an early onslaught. It's how Bournemouth play. They, alongside Leeds United, had the joint most goals in the opening 15 minutes of games. They were fortunate that Bournemouth were offside for the goal for Semenyo. Then again offside for what would have been a penalty given away by Reece James. And I felt in the first half, everything you could imagine could be wrong with Chelsea was wrong with Chelsea. They couldn't pass the ball. Their wing play was absolutely non-existent. They didn't have a shot on target. That first half was an absolute nightmare on every single level. To top it off, Liam Delap looks like he dislocated his shoulder. That's typically a 2 or 3 month absence. It's typically 2 to 3 months when a shoulder goes. So that could be a bad one for him. Touching wood, it's not. They missed Caicedo. I never got this happiness that Chelsea fans projected. They faked and projected that, it's great, he's going to get a rest. Because since he got that red card, you've picked up 2 points from a possible 9. And he's got to miss one more game still. I praised James so much in the middle. I thought he had a really poor game by his standards. From an attacking point of view, Garnacho and Neto just did very, very little. And Palmer's the only guy I'm going to give any real leeway to in this game because he's just returned from injury. Was I expecting him to be at his scintillating best? No. But the whole team was flat, lethargic. It was like the team was feeling sorry for itself. It's like it hadn't got over the Leeds United defeat. It's like they built themselves up after that Arsenal draw, title push, beat Leeds, beat Bournemouth, let's go. And they just felt deflated. They were better in the second half, but in the second half is where I became more frustrated. Because had it not been for Robert Sanchez, who pulled off for me, and I wrote the minutes down here, I think in the 32nd, in the 45th, and 79th minute of the game, 3 brilliant saves. Outside of him, and he did a very good job, but they could have lost this game. But you did see Bournemouth fade. Bournemouth had nothing left. if you watch the last 20 minutes back, the amount of times Bournemouth got the ball and tried to attack and they were easily tackled, easily dispossessed, their vim had gone, their ability had gone, their power had gone. And that's when I expect a team like Chelsea, a Champions League team, a side that should be challenging for the Premier League, a side with brilliant fullbacks, some brilliant defenders in the game today, a wonderful midfield, some fantastic attackers, and the strength in depth that they have on the bench. You know, when you're able to bring on a wonder kid like Esteval, when you're able to bring on João Pedro, and there were obviously other substitutes that were available that didn't come on. You know, you had Gittins that could have still come into this game. I expected that last 20 minutes, Chelsea to really hammer home the advantage, show who they are with their extra strength in depth, and kill the game. I thought it'd be 1-0 to Chelsea. The Cucurella, 88th minute, got the back post with a header, but they didn't really create anything at all. In fact, the facts show you this. Not a single big chance created today by Chelsea. And with Arsenal losing, there was a chance to go back to the 6-point marker. Go back to the 6-point marker and then get back to winning ways and wait for that opening to come. And it just didn't happen for Chelsea today. So I know their fans will be, and rightfully so, disappointed. They will. They just will, you know, and I get it. When you look at that league table now, again, it isn't precarious. It isn't desperate. But if Palace win tomorrow, they do drop out of a Champions League spot. If Man United win on Monday, if Liverpool win later tonight, they'll be level on points with them. And I just felt they got themselves into a nice position, Chelsea, to start. I still think they'll do it, but they had a nice position to start pulling themselves away from the chasing pack of the top four and cement themselves in it and keep that pressure on the title contenders, Arsenal and Manchester City. And the last 3 games have just been nowhere near good enough. And I think when you go back and look at what Nina, friend of the Football Terrace, said on Sky Sports, she got cooked by a certain group of Neanderthalic Chelsea fans, a lot of idiot rivals that don't understand their club. And her words were, the Burnley scare me more than the Arsenals and the Barcelonas. And if you go back, yes, they beat Burnley, but it's been the Leeds United. And by the way, a struggling Bournemouth that haven't won in 6 games now. Okay, have barely kept any clean sheets, who have got beat 4-0 by Villa, conceded 2 against West Ham, conceded 3 against Sunderland, lost 1-0 at home to Everton a few games ago. To go and draw and not score against them, Chelsea should feel really, really disappointed, because going away to Bournemouth is a tough game. I'm not going to say it's an easy game, but it's probably at this moment the easiest it's been for 18 months, 2 years, and you needed to hammer home that advantage. Still in a really good position, there is no doubt about it. The clean sheet is a good thing. Rob Sanchez to thank for that. But I think it goes to show that when it comes to going to the level that I know Chelsea fans want to be at, the idea of it just being Tosin's fault, the idea that, you know, Tosin is the reason that you've kind of thrown away a league title charge, I always knew it was slightly over the top, because had it not been for Rob Sanchez today, you could have lost this game, and he wasn't even on the football pitch. So some home truth certainly needed there, in my very humble opinion. Comment here says Sanchez saved them. They did. Now, Sanchez had a very good game. And look, and I'm not the biggest fan of Sanchez. There's still a few times with the ball at his feet today where there was a pass in the second half, I don't remember the minute, that was almost intercepted. And there was a pass in the first half which almost just hit a free Bournemouth player on the edge of the box. That element of his game scares me. His shot stopping is very, very good. But it doesn't matter what I think of him personally. That's a personal opinion. His overall performances this season have been excellent. And a game like today without him, Chelsea would have suffered back-to-back defeats for me. Because looking at the way Chelsea were flat, had they conceded early, had they conceded right on the 45th minute, I just don't see this Chelsea team right now coming back. I just don't. And I know they've got young Esteval again. He came on and just looked devoid of ideas. João Pedro, I was so disappointed with him when he came on. It's so much more needed, especially against a really tired, struggling and out of form Bournemouth. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm wrong on some of this. I'd love to get your views and I'd love to get your opinions on it. Make sure you hit that like button, please. Get yourself subscribing to the channel as well. Very, very important to us that you get that done. Thank you. Right, let's bring the panel out now to have their say. I'm going to move myself over here. Let me take that off my face. Let me take that off my face. Right, who we got backstage? We've got Kate coming through. We've got Ethan. We've got Ash. We've got Andrew Barnes here. Welcome, one and all. I'm going to go to Kate first, if she can hear me. Well, I haven't spoken first, but first one today. Expressions is back to doing watch-alongs. It feels like a bit of a paradox.
All is good with the world. Arsenal lost, Tottenham won. The world and British football can breathe a happy sigh of relief today. Do you know what? It's one of the best performances that I've seen from Spurs, which isn't hard, but under Thomas Frank, never looked in trouble, dominant literally from the first blow of the whistle to the end of the game. Simons coming up with a lovely assist and an absolute beautiful solo goal. XG up to 2.14. Woohoo! Where it's been like 0.0, God knows what recently. So look, really delighted for Frank, delighted for the fans. And as I say, the most important thing for me was that the performance was so good. And Kelleher really had a really good game for Brentford to keep the scoreline down. Otherwise, it could have been really embarrassing for them.
No, I agree. I mean, I had your game on. Once City went to, but I didn't have the volume on for that because listening to 3 games at the same time with commentary is genuinely feels like a stroke. So once City went 3-0 up, I put the sound on for yours. And I'll be honest, what I was looking for, and not from a disrespectful perspective, but I was waiting for the collapse.
Yeah, I hear you.
And sorry, I just read a weird comment from Staffy. And I was waiting for the. Sorry, I'm going to mute you, Andrew Barnes. You're talking. I was waiting for the collapse, not because I expected it, but it's kind of what you've done. I was 2-0 up. I thought you'd concede and then crumble. But I was really impressed with Tottenham today. What I saw today is what in the last 5-6 games. This is what I expected far more from a Thomas Frank team, a team that scores goals, but then is really hard to break down and beat. And I felt today was almost, I mean, ironically, it was against his old team, so maybe that's why it happened. But today was what I think I've expected from Thomas Frank. Today, for me, was a proper Thomas Frank Tottenham performance, a very good performance going forward, going back, and maybe could have scored a couple more goals as well. But I thought overall, Spurs were really good today.
Yeah, look, I agree. I think I don't think there was anyone that didn't pull their weight today, you know, from people like Richarlison, Spence, all the ones that I've sort of been critical of this season, all stepped up. And like you say, it was a really good all-round performance. I think he was brave today, which a lot of Tottenham fans have been moaning that he hasn't sort of pulled the handbrake off and let Tottenham have a go. But we looked dangerous going forward. We looked solid at the back. And, you know, I'm not taking anything away from Spurs, but Brentford were shockingly bad. But, yeah, I mean, like I say, that was the most important thing today. I think if we'd have won but played terrible, Frank would have still been under loads of pressure. But the fact that they put in a really good performance today will sort of relieve the pressure on Thomas Frank a bit.
Yeah, I hear you. What did you make of it, Ethan?
No, the thing that I was so pleased about today was the work rate that we were talking about not too long ago. Everybody was working back whenever they lost the ball. Just like for Simon's goal, actually, he loses it and then he wins it back straight away, runs up the other end, and what a finish it was. But yeah, it was the work with the work rate. We were all getting behind the ball. We were all working for each other. Really, really, really brilliant performance today, and hopefully we can kick on from this. I thought the forward line were really good today as well. Really good from Richarlison. Well taken goal. Xavi looks a brilliant player now, or like hopefully he can kick on from this again. Where we've seen before, where he's been crowded out in the midfield, those half turns, those passes, really, really good tempo today as well. From front to back, where we've been really slow. We were really quick in the transitions, especially our ball movement was brilliant. Yeah, can't really, not much negative today at all. Really good. Really, really good.
I hear you on that. As for onwards and upwards from here, it's about more performances like this. Is what you want to see. Ash, what about Newcastle today? I didn't see any game. I saw that you won. Talk to us.
The start of it, I was very worried. I'm not going to lie, because Burnley came out sprinting. Like they put pressure on us in the first 3 to 5 minutes. They were, but then after that, we were just in control. But the first 5 minutes of the game, clearly Scott Parker's message to the team was just put all the pressure in. Because a lot of people, when they come to St. James's Park, it's the first 20 minutes that's always slightly worrying because we always have so much pressure. Scott Parker tried to do the exact opposite, just use so much energy and push us up. But no, our quality came through. Anthony Gordon was back to his best, which is something that I've been looking forward to because he's been a shadow of himself this season. But he's been absolutely sensational this game. I can't lie. He was involved in nearly every single thing that we had. He did an unbelievable through ball to Alanga, which got the red card for Burnley, which led to him scoring a penalty. But yeah, he had 63 touches in 74 minutes as a winger. That for me is just unbelievable. You don't get wingers that are in the game that much. So granted, it was against Burnley. I'm not going to... of course, they went down as 10 men. They ended up getting a goal back from a VAR decision, which it was a penalty. I don't know why Jacob Ramsey's arm was out where he was. He did this with his arm when it was coming past him. So, but no, it was a very great performance. I would have liked to have seen a clean sheet, but no, great game. And Johan Wiss is back. He came on for the last 15 minutes of the game. So it's nice to actually see our number 9 finally start actually come on the pitch for once. So. Yeah, I think this is the part where our season can start getting a bit more underway and stuff. So it's nice to see. And then obviously we've got Bayern Leverkusen midweek, and then the Stadium of Shite derby on the weekend.
Well, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, but there's so much points being taken off of so many teams at the minute.
Yeah.
I think when you play the Burnleys of this world, when you play the Wolves, why I was so angry at Man United the other day when we played West Ham. I think there's three or four teams in the league that you play where it's unforgivable in that moment if you don't beat them. Burnley are one of those teams at home. You just got to get it done. Leeds are one of those teams. I think Leeds, Burnley, Wolves, and West Ham. They're the teams where I just think there's almost no excuse to not be beaten. To be honest with you, Winter Surfer. What happened with Chelsea today? Because it felt like another really flat, uninspired performance. Or maybe I'm being harsh.
No, I think that's too much praise. No, it was boring. It was so frustrating because we got into the positions, but we wouldn't put the ball in first time or pass it first time. It was an extra touch. It was a stop and start again, which allowed Bournemouth to get back in position. And it was just there was no urgency, and there was no real change of the tactics after a while. It was still the same tactics throughout the game, which was really frustrating. The wingers were just too wide, no overlapping fullbacks. And I know that's the system he likes to play, but there was no experimentation to change it. It was the subs were the same for like. It was just the same. It was the same familiar pattern. I thought the second half we were better because first half that was just not good enough. Sanchez played well. Again, he's the only one that can really hold his head up high, really, from this game. But yeah, just boring. Just one of those where I didn't know when we weren't going to score in a million years. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, they've all got to take. I thought when we first started it was going to be a Leeds thing again because they scored the offside goal. I thought, shit, not again. But yeah, it was just totally rubbish. That's what it was. It's December, isn't it? So Chelsea just keep giving points away. So that's what we do best in December. Never stops. But just overall, just boring. And I always say this when I go on other streams, they go, "Why did you say Chelsea are in a title race?" Because of performances like this, I know my team. They get up for the big games, Terry, and for these games, like Bournemouth were 4 defeats, 1 draw in the last 5 games before us today. Why can't they get up for these games? That's something Maresca has to figure out. Why they can't get up for these games? It's just embarrassing at this rate, and we're just gonna. We said we're in a top 4 race, so we just have to try and get through December and see what we do at the start of next year.
Yeah, I hear that. When Mike Barnes, how do you feel about it?
So it's really frustrating being a Chelsea supporter. When you know the quality your team has, when you've seen what they can do in big games, and then you see today's performance. The first half, literally, I could hear the players talking to each other. like that's how silent that stadium was. That's how lackluster that performance was. That like both the fans couldn't like care less. Like they were just playing like a training session. And then the second half, we tried to do something, but like when Palmer was starting to get into some sort of rhythm, he made the change to João Pedro. Like nothing changed really. For me, the problem, what I really think is that like these guys, like Andrew just mentioned, they just don't make the effort for games like this. I don't know. It's a mentality problem, like that they don't want to make the effort because it's the same players that turn up for the big games, but they just don't want to do it now. And it's just like frustrating to watch this. And I really wished that that first goal of Bournemouth went in. At least it would have woken them up. At least they would have tried to do something, because it's like these performances. Like in the last two games, on the last three games now, we have only 2 points. Like that is so frustrating. We could have closed the gap. I don't even care about the gap actually with Arsenal. I
Oh, we
just care
did. We
that
closed
like
it to 8
momentum.
points. Closed it to 8 points. We did close the gap. Close it by 1 point. So we did close
Yeah,
it.
no, but I'm just saying that like what I was hoping for is that that's why I said I don't care about the gap. I'm hoping for momentum, and we could have won. Yes, Leeds was a shit performance, and that's why it hurt me, Terry, when you just said that there's no excuse to lose against Leeds. Yeah, there is no excuse. But like Leeds was a shit performance, and this was slightly better because we can like say, okay, there was a clean sheet, but we should have done something. Like Garnacho hit the post, like the wingers, they're like, they're not really making anything happen. I think Pedro Neto got like frustrated at some point, and he was just taking some shots from far away. And then finally, when we had some sort of control at the end, Enzo did the same. So this game was just like really lackluster. It like feels like it wasted everybody's time just like watching this. And when Chelsea play like this, possession for the sake of possession and no real like bite in their game, it's just frustrating to watch this. Like I don't know what else to say. Like I don't at these moments I really like feel like, why do we even like watch these games?
Yeah, I understand it massively, and from a Chelsea point of view, it just feels, looking at the way you two are right now, listening to people speak online, that the levels of excitement before and after that Arsenal game, to a point where I love Don to bits, but Don yesterday calling me out, blaming me for Arsenal fans having to go at him over his own opinions. And I was sitting there thinking, how's that my fault? He's like, well, you keep saying I said they're superior. We're superior. I'm like, well, you said the word better and superior mean the same thing. I'm sorry that the language, although he did make me laugh today, and I'm not going to reveal this on air. I'm going to special cooking for him Friday because I'm monitoring his tweets now, and I'm going to show him why Arsenal fans give him shit and not me. But no, I felt a bit for you guys today, because it just feels like this team, and maybe it's the age, I don't know, but I just thought you'd go there today with the bit between your teeth for a reaction. No, I know Tosin was at fault for that third goal, but again, little things I look at, the way it wasn't you two that did this, to be fair, but the volume of people I saw, it's Tosin, it's the only reason we lost 3-1, we'd have won that game if he weren't playing. I just looked at it and thought, how are you guys not seeing, like, your midfield isn't the same without Caicedo as an example?
No,
it just isn't the same. I would have expected more from Enzo today. Didn't happen. From the only player that would give you an attacking impetus today that I would forgive is his first start in months is Palmer, because you are still finding your feet. But outside of that, I'm just looking at it and going, I wanted more. And I was watching Garnacho today, and honestly, it was giving me flashbacks to some of these bad United games where it's just
Where's Quest?
all
Where's
smoke and no
Quest, by the way?
fire.
Where's Quest? Who wanted Garnacho? Where's Quest?
No, I wanted Garnacho to be fair as
You
well.
can get lost as well then. You can get lost as well. Since you got the same
No, but like to be honest, like I said, like he's a moments player. Today he was shit, and if he's shit, I'll call him out. Like if I want a player, doesn't mean that I'm gonna like back him every time he's having a shit game.
Barnsley, take the S off. He's a moment player. It's not moment. There's no plural. It's a moment. It'll be one every 30 games. He hit a bit. Ironically though, he was better than Neto today because he was trash. Neto today, and I'm a big supporter of Neto. But I'm just not. Listen, it's all right though, Terry, because in a couple of weeks' time, when we drop a couple more points, we'll get something come out from our media that says we're ahead of schedule. So that's good. That's good. We're ahead of schedule, so we're all good. On to next year. On to next year, as Delbo used to say. Sort of thing.
There we go. Hamza, big win for you today.
Yeah, man, big win as usual. People are laughing at us, thinking that we're not in a title race, man. We're back now. Like I told you, like listen, I'm shameless 100%. Last week was bad, man. Last week, 1 week of hell. But listen, at the end of the day, we've seen Arsenal. We've seen if you put them under pressure, they'll crumble. They've crumbled for 22 years. They will crumble again. All Pep Guardiola needs to do, keep these guys. And today, people are telling me Sunderland's hard. They beat Chelsea. They drew to Liverpool. Arsenal drew to them. They're such a great team, this and that. Listen, today, absolutely, it was men against boys. I'm not disrespecting them. Turkey, to get Turkey for 20, 30 million, we are lucky. We are lucky to have got that guy. Was like, I'm telling you now, baby Zinedine Zidane, Rabona, mwah. He nearly assisted another goal. Haaland, that could have been assisted the season before that. He was mesmerizing. When he came against Fulham, mesmerizing. He stood out as one of the great players. Foden again. Turkey's missed 2 months. I think he's had 5 assists already, 1 goal. Not bad. 5 assists in the Premier League and 1 goal. And a guy's missed 2 months. That's incredible. And then Foden showing why we always say Foden is elite. We know it. Everyone knows. People say he doesn't play for England. He doesn't deserve to play for England. He deserves to play for Spain. He's elite. He's a top baller. The way he plays tiki-taka, no disrespect to England, but he's a top baller. Today, he steps up and shows why we call him a star guy, because he can carry us on a big occasion. We're under pressure. Arsenal drop points. Guess what Man City does? Bang. 2 points behind Arsenal now. We go to Madrid in midweek. What a pressure we're under. People thought we're down and out, but we're the guys, not Chelsea. People thought Chelsea were the guys that are in the title race. These guys are pretenders. We are the real guys in this title race. Every season, we're the guys. We know how to do it. All City need to do, get extra defenders, and then put Arsenal under pressure. These guys will crumble. And I'm not disrespecting that. I think today Pep Guardiola showed why you should never, ever doubt Man City. Never doubt that man. Incredible. He can have the bad squad. He can still deliver. And today, Sunderland are a good team. They drew to Liverpool. They pressed it. But to us, it was absolutely fantastic. And the goal by Ruben Diaz, Wally, reminded me of company. Vardio, fantastic. Foden, I don't know what to say. I can praise my guys. Donnarumma, outstanding again. People criticize Donnarumma. One-on-one, under pressure, you're winning 2-0. Shows why he's the best keeper in the world. Spread his legs and his arms, gets that ball. Raya under pressure, under 94th minute, buckles it. And that shows you already why I think Man City are teams to watch. I just need the general transfer window, and we're ready. I think, guys, be ready. It's going to be a nice title race. It's going to be a very lovely title race. We're not favorites, but guys, listen, don't write us off, because we're on the necks of the bottle jobs. We'll be there coming May. And we'll see you in May, because we'll see who's laughing. Because you've been laughing at us for the whole season, all of you. And
Hamza, are you sure you're not favourites? Well, why would you not be favourites for now? Because you still got to play Arsenal at your home.
Because people think Arsenal have got these 2 or 3 squads. Our second team is not the best. Savio, Rico, Luis, Oscar, Bob. They look at those players and think, you're not good enough. Rodri's out. You're only relying on Haaland. Well, you're not saying we're relying on Haaland. Now we're scoring goals without Haaland. Are we really relying on Haaland now? People are saying we're relying on Haaland. We're scoring with Haaland. Doesn't need to play. We can play without Haaland and still score goals. Now the question, what questions do you guys have? You're running out of ideas to question Man City, because that's the pressure people are telling us. And to us, Liverpool are favourites to win the league title. Then it was Arsenal. Then it was Man City. Last week, you told us that Chelsea were the guys that are going to be challenging. But now, a week later, Chelsea are out. They're complaining about their team already. They want Enzo Maresca sacked. They want him out. And it seems Man City are in the same position as we are every season. You doubt? You never doubt. You can never doubt this team. Never, ever. And now, I'll tell you one thing. Man City will go and strengthen in January. Once we strengthen and Arsenal feel that pressure, they'll capitulate. they'll capitulate. And
By
all
the way,
we
this man doubted his team after the Fulham game 5-4. By the way, people, if you want to see that stream.
No, I've never doubted that. I was angry and upset. I was emotional. But reality,
I'm glad you're now not doubting him, but you were doubting him before, just like any football fan. So you were doubting him before.
Yeah, I was emotional, and I had to leave the stream.
Well, exactly. Exactly. So,
but to me, today, you've seen today, Arsenal dropped points. It didn't surprise me. Arsenal
you did your job. Well done. You did your
and Chelsea are still behind us. And I think if you look at this, who are the challengers, guys? Anyone challenging us? Anyone
Villa.
challenging us? No?
Villa.
I would say it's a title race is just Arsenal
and
Man City.
They beat you. Give them credit. They beat you, Hamza.
Yeah, don't disrespect Villa.
Yeah, don't disrespect Villa. Come on.
Villa's not in a title race, though.
They're not in a title race.
Well,
They've not done it before. They've not. For you to be in a title, you have to be there. You have to have the pressure. You have to.
So what happened with Leicester then?
Leicester City was a one-season wonder. That wasn't.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, with the Leicester City one, all teams were doing bad. Arsenal and Man City are not doing bad.
Yeah,
you can say that for nearly every season in the Premier League.
And City has the most goals than any other team. Do you know that? People said Liverpool are this best attacking. They got Isaac. They got this worth for 150, 130 million. They got this Salah guy. Salah's not starting today. Isaac, the most expensive Premier League player, is not starting today. And we've got Cherky, who has missed 2-3 months, has the most assists in the Premier League. He has 5 assists. He's missed 2 months in the Premier League. People don't see that. And this is a guy we bought for 20, 25 million. What a steal. Look at this. City under pressure, we deliver. We know how to do it. We've got the managers done it. We've got a coach, assistant coach, who's done it with me. I trust this team, but there's some players I don't trust. There's some players I don't trust in my team. And that's what we need to go in January.
I trust this team, but not some players.
Yeah, Salah's not playing. Salah's not playing today. And Salah is a guy that should be looking at these kind of games and bringing them on the big game. Isaac, what's happened to Isaac? You look at Liverpool today, they've dropped the big names. Because why? When pressure's on, the manager can't handle it. And to me, Pep Guardiola is the only guy. I think there's rumors that we are going to get 2 players at least. Yeah. And I think that additional player will push City to the edge and will push Arsenal to mark. If we're there on 2 points behind Arsenal, keep pressing them, I think Arsenal will buckle. I think Arsenal will buckle and the City will win the league title. Mark my words, I said it 6th of December, 2025 at 5:30. Remember, we will win the league come May. Trust me.
I mean, to be fair, I don't dispute that because I said I thought you were my favourites, to be fair. That's just because you've got to play Arsenal at your home next year, which as the title race, you'd like to think normally you want to be winning your home games and drawing against, and obviously you got the draw against Arsenal. So, and now you're only 2 points different. So, it's in your hands now.
And if you look at Foden, how many goal scorers? People said we're relying on Haaland. If you look at Arsenal top scorers, they're mainly, I think it's 7 or 2 other players. If you look, I think Foden's got 5 goals. Cherky's got more. Doku's got multiple goals. Now Diaz is contributing. Vardy's got 2 headers now. Goals coming from everywhere. Marmoush hasn't even hit yet. So you're seeing our Man City having players who are delivering on big occasion when the pressure's on. Okay, we conceded 4, which was disgraceful against Sunderland, but the manager's adapting. He's adapting to these roles and saying, okay, we'll play a Sunderland team that's quite good. But guess what he does? He brings a guy who's like Cherky, can keep the ball. Cherky frustrated Sunderland. They were unable to get the ball around. He was keeping the ball going around. He's such a technical footballer. I'm looking at that. And I think, to me, he's a difference today of Man City. Cherky was by far the best player.
Listen, guys, I've got to go. And thank you all for being here. I want to thank the viewers for being here. I actually got a super chat here that says we are nowhere near the title race. We are fighting for top 4. For the amount of money we have spent, our team is so average. How many Chelsea players start for the majority of our rivals? 5 max, 4 to 5 max. Blue Co out is what ZXP says here. Sorry, this Verts versus Turkey half-season debate is when, Terry? Well, I don't know. I don't know yet, but Turkey has been better, but I predicted him to be better, to be absolutely fair with you. Listen, I want to thank you all very much for tuning in. We're back live after Leeds Liverpool. This is going to redirect you to Don Hassam's channel. Until next time, people, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you soon. Peace.